do what you can to use the motivating factors around you to get you to action. And then slowly through that repetition, you will start to gain discipline that will ultimately lead you to your goals. All right, hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Nick and I talk about motivation, personal growth, and fitness, all through the lens of trying to become the best version of yourself through physical and mental challenge. Today's topic is why motivation fails and what to do instead. So we've all had those days where you wake up and you're absolutely fired up and you can conquer the world and you go for your run and you go to the gym and you meal prep and everything's going well. And then you also have the next day where you don't even want to roll out of bed and everything is falling apart and you're already scrolling through Skip the Dishes or Uber Eats and you're trying to get yourself something that makes you feel good and you don't want to exercise and basically all of it falls apart. So what can we do to keep ourselves motivated? Well, the thing that I found works best is through my weight loss in the last 8 months, I actually joined a challenge that kind of gave me a goal, an end goal to get myself to. But usually when I do something like this, I get close to my goal, I achieve my goal for the most part, and then I fall fully off. So what I've done is I've kept myself motivated through multiple kind of, I've done multiple things to keep myself motivated. And one of the main things was consuming motivational content. Now, if you consume motivational content or any content that motivates you, that's really good in kind of the temporary, the interim. So for example, if I want to go out and I have a speed session and I'm running, I actually turn on, the European Championship or whatever the most recent running championship is, and I watch these elite runners run around the track at ridiculous speeds. And for me, that's something that fires me up because I watch it, I get ready while I'm watching it. I get ready for my run. I put my socks on. I get my clothes going. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm excited. I want to go run. Then I hop in the car. I get to the track and I start my warm up. And when I start my speed session, all I can think of now is, these guys running around the track. And yes, I understand they are absolute elite runners and they've been running for 20 years and they're running at ridiculous paces and they're Olympians, obviously. But what that does for me is when I'm on the track, and I'm getting through my workouts and I'm tired, I can just kind of imagine myself in the pack, chasing these guys down while they're doing their race. And that's something that kind of motivates me to get through my workout because I can imagine myself, I can envision myself kind of chasing someone through the finish line. And then basically for my cool down, I'm already there. I've done the workout and I'm trying to get my heart rate down. So 10, 15 minutes goes by, I finally bring my heart rate down and my cool down is already done. I'm not even thinking about it. And then I look at my kilometers completed for the remainder of that workout and it's already done. So main thing for me was consuming content at the right time and something that motivates you. And that might be anything. So consume the content that's going to get you to take action. Now the next thing would be join groups. So for running specifically, Strava, I think is a great tool. Not necessarily to compare yourself to, but when you open that app and you post what you've done, you have this pride of something that you've done. And also when you look at other people that are posting, it's motivating for me. It's motivating. And I have this also feeling that I want to add to that community of people posting because it's fun. You get to see the workouts people are doing. You get to kind of compare yourself to stronger or weaker runners, and you can really kind of gauge where you're at. But it's a community, and instead of just chatting, you get to post, hey, I'm proud of myself. This is what I did. This was my workout, and I think it's a good feeling. It's something great that you can have as a tool to keep yourself motivated. Another thing is you can write your goals down. So I did have a booklet here that I wrote down basically all my goals and my weight goals when I was 260 pounds. when I wanted to reach 240, 220, 210, 200. And obviously you're going to get stuck at certain points. Like those are huge goals to reach. But if you write down your goals, the odds of you achieving them are significantly higher just because you put pen to paper and you kind of got a little bit of momentum to say, I'm putting the effort to even write this down. So I'm going to work toward completion. Now, if you can find a support group, my wife, my kids, my friends, great support group, very positive. They want me to succeed. They know that my challenges and my expectations of myself are very high. And I explain to them that these are my goals and these are what I want to achieve. And if I ever need help, I'll ask for help. And it's great to just have an environment of people that you can call and say, hey, how's your workout going? What are you doing? Are you going to run today? Like, did you go to the gym? How's your rock climbing? How's your weightlifting? All these types of things. And it just kind of keeps you accountable to that person as well. And you find that if someone's challenging you, you also feel like you want to challenge them. So having that great support group and community will ultimately help you stay motivated and stay focused. Now, every time you find yourself not motivated and procrastinating, you can ask yourself a simple question. What is actually stopping me from doing this? And now, if it's weight loss, if it's a running goal, if it's gym goal, if it's anything like that, just ask yourself, what is stopping you? And I'm willing to bet you that 99.9% of the time, you are the only thing that's in the way of you performing the actions that are going to get you to your goals. Because the most people that I talk to, when I ask them if they have time for things or what time they have or what they're doing with their time, it's a decision, it's a choice that they're managing their time in such a way that stops them from taking action and reaching those goals. So always ask yourself a simple question. What is actually stopping me? And most of the time, it's not many things. And to add to that, I've gone on multiple runs now. I've run 1,700 kilometers in the last 8 months. And I find myself sometimes doing a threshold or tempo workout, which I'll talk a lot more about that in other solo podcasts. But basically, I could be 2 kilometers into my workout and it's supposed to be a 10-kilometer workout. So, I'm still right at the beginning of my workout. And I want to stop the whole time. And so what I'll do is I'll do a head to toe check. Okay. How's my posture? Does it hurt? No. How are my lungs? Does it hurt? No. Is my heart beating too much? I look at my watch. No. I'm at 165 beats per minute. I've done that before. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Core, biceps, hips, toes, anything, like keep going down. Quads. Is anything actually hurting? So hurting that it's debilitating for me to continue? And the answer for me oftentimes is no. And so I'll do a stat check for the most part every kilometer or 2 kilometers because my mind wants me to stop because it's the easy thing to do is to stop. But there's no reason to stop. There's no actual reason. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not breaking myself down. Like you get to certain points where your hip flexor is sore or your calf is sore or your ankles are sore or whatever. You have nipple chafing, you have whatever. Those are reasons to, slow down or make an adjustment or whatever, because you might injure yourself. But for the most part, your mind just wants to give up. And that's where creating discipline is actually going to kick you out of the idea that you need to be motivated to do something. Because if you grow your level of discipline, you don't need to be motivated to do that. Like right now, running used to be impossible for me. I used to be a terrible runner. Now I think I'm a pretty good runner and I really enjoy it. And I've never been injured. because I listen to my body, but I also push myself through certain levels of discomfort. And running to me now is like brushing my teeth. I wake up, I want to run. I wake up, I brush my teeth. So it's not like I have to do it. Or sorry, it's not like I don't want to do it or I need to seek the motivation or watch a video to do it now, because I've gained the discipline and the routine of running. So it's kind of nice that eventually something that I used to be terrible at doing, I love doing it now in a sense, even though every run is hard. I love the discipline. Okay, so why is this topic important? Why does it matter? Like, motivation is emotion driven and emotions fluctuate. Discipline, structure, and purpose are the systems that keep you moving when the spark fades. Now, like I said earlier, if you need motivation constantly, it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve your goals because you're going to need the motivation to get you out the door. But if you create discipline around what you want to achieve, you don't need to be motivated. And that's a different topic, creating discipline. But basically, do what you can to use the motivating factors around you to get you to action. And then slowly through that repetition, you will start to gain discipline that will ultimately lead you to your goals. And now the main takeaway from today's video is time doesn't wait for you to be ready. Once you create a blueprint that supports the consistent execution of the actions that lead to your goal, only then you'll achieve them. I'll go read that again. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. Once you create a blueprint that supports the consistent execution of actions that lead to your goal, only then you'll achieve them. If this helped or made you think, hit the like and subscribe button. I post videos like this every week on mindset, growth, and fitness. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.